Oh, well, student newspaper, yeah. I'm actually involved in that class as the teacher for that. They've got some very interesting articles that I believe they sit on the computers and type. Very, very interesting, intellectual. They're very much a self-run class, so they really don't need me. And as far as being a teacher, I don't need to teach them because if they're at where they need to be taught, then they still need me. But if they don't need me, then I've done my job.
Good morning, Vista Del Oro High. I'm Mike.
And I'm Brian, and these are your morning announcements.
Important notice to those of you who are wishing to attend the winter formal. The time has been changed to...
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Just real quick here. Just don't let me take up your time at all, but I really want to get something out. For the last 2 weeks that I've been doing this, I've always been second, Mike and Brian, which is not only not what the alphabetical order would dictate, it's also, damaged my self-esteem in some way.
Didn't we decide we were going to go backwards?
My duties as chief editor of the Dorsal Fin include keeping the younger staff members in check. That's the biggest one. That includes basically, well, pretty much only just keeping them off video games on the computer. These games include addictinggames.com, like Defend Your Castle, the Pirates of Cutlass Reef, stick figures, battling and stuff. And the infamous Tribal Wars, which has swept the nation and the school and the freshman class. And that is a killer for our computers because basically what it does is it clogs our servers completely and kills our modems and sends us pop-ups and spam, and it's just a killer. So that's pretty much my main duty, just to make sure they're not on the T-Wars.
I am Robert Dunlap. I am the senior music critic for the Dorsal Fin, and I love my job, but I cannot say the same for the modern music scene. I'm a fan of John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Duke Ellington, Barry Manilow, Charlie Parker, all the greats.
What exactly are your influences?
What do you think? Well, okay. All right. I'd say for starters, professional golfing, sandwiches with extra mayo, and kind of like a combination between the Beach Boys and heavy metal.
Well, while you're thinking, I guess I'll list my favorites. Miles Davis is everyone's favorite. Kraftwerk's a good one. Not too many modern bands. Talking Heads are good. Miles Davis is good.
Debut album, Rock Lobster's Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
And their hit single is Boiled Alive. Tell us a little about your song, Boiled Alive.
Whatever.
It really rocks, man. That's all there is to it.
Recently, we had the distasteful taste of seeing a band called the Quicksilver 7. The problem is we are not sure if there were actually 7 or 6.
I'm pretty sure there was 7.
I'm pretty sure I counted 6. I don't
Probably,
know if you're counting the audience of
no,
one.
I wasn't counting the audience. There's probably somebody that wasn't on stage. A producer, the sound mixer, someone.
Not the band.
Where would
the band?
But where
Not
the
band?
That counts as
Not
the
the
band.
band.
If they're in the
No.
production process,
Nope.
that counts as the band.
No. Was Peter Grant and Led Zeppelin? No.
No. I'm pretty sure you're just looking way too deep into it. Just because they're on stage doesn't mean they're the only band members.
I think you're just counting the one other audience member besides ourselves.
Well, that could be it. Yeah.
That's the truth. I don't know. This will happen.
And we saw this Quicksilver 7 at the Oyster Bucket 2, and that's where we see most of the modern music scene these days. Usually the bands aren't that good, yet the crowd just goes crazy. I don't know why. Musically inept idiots.
Yeah, that's the truth. I think they just go crazy for the oysters. At the Oyster Buckets, the floor is covered with oysters, so it makes mosh pitting very...
I wonder if it has something to do with that oysters are an aphrodisiac. It might turn people on to the music a little more.
Truth.
I
Nothing
wouldn't be
arouses
surprised,
me
yeah.
more than oysters.
I have noticed I've never actually eaten oysters there. Maybe that's why we don't like the music.
Yeah, that's true. We should get on this.
We should look into that.
We'll have a new opinion for you next week on the oyster bucket too. Once we have eaten oysters.
Yes, we will try that. But anyway, back to the music. Another band that's not that good coming up is Rock Lobster.
Ooh, how we detest Rock Lobster.
First of all, the band name is stolen from a good song by the B-52s, but they will never live up to the greatness of that one song, which is bad news.
Oh, but how I love to heckle the Rock Lobster.
Yeah, that.
The other day, I had a discussion with the Rock Lobster guitarist, and he could not identify a secondary minor dominant in a 2/4 progression. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, it's pathetic.
Who claims to be a musician if they don't know music?
Absolutely ridiculous.
Not to mention their time signatures in every song is way too simple. Just a standard 4/4. Never even mixing it up.
I'm telling you, this is not an addiction, this is a lifestyle. I spent all my life trying to find the perfect experience. I'm just a Nintendo fanboy, I can't help it. Zelda, Mario. You guys ever heard of Kid Icarus? This is really underrated. I gotta say, this is... Oh my goodness. Look, the final boss of the game is a walking eggplant. You think I'm kidding? It's a walking eggplant. And look, I mean... I just want to show my collection off really quick. I mean... Oh, this is where it gets the ladies. I mean, everybody digs the jiggly. I know, the jiggly. Jeez.
Okay. So, my name's Chrysanthemum Peabody, and I've been with the newspaper for about 3 years now. And I'm more of the art director with the newspaper. I take the pictures, and not only do I take the pictures, but I alter them to really show the reader what is happening in the article and really capture the imagination behind each piece. And I like to think of myself as more of an inspiration within the paper. And well, as an artist, I just tend to take things as people see them, and I really like to turn them around to show people, you know, the other side of things and represent them as a whole. Like, if you had a loaf of bread, you'd take the pieces, the slices of bread, and each slice of bread has meaning, because one belongs to, say, like a peanut butter and jelly, and the other to, like, a ham sandwich. But when you put it all together, that whole loaf of bread has just a different meaning. So it really goes to show how important the art is in the newspaper. It's because it really brings in different dynamics. And I don't know, I've found in the past that it's been hard to work with a couple of the people. They don't really respect the artistic type. They think that their section is a little more, you know, pertinent, but it's harder to get respect when you're an artist, I'd have to say. You definitely have to put yourself out there and really work and love what you're doing. It's all about passion. And I've...
Oh. 9. Someone has bid upon my clock. They shall not. And I say 9 because that's Bavaria, which is where you get the cream of the cuckoo clock crop, which is very difficult to say. But I just need to put in my bid, and this is about 2 weeks' salary right here. But really, you know, watching the clocks like this is pretty much a 24-hour-a-day job, and it's amazing. I'm able to do this as well as be a teacher. What I really love about the Bavarian cuckoo clock, though, is that the time is measured to the exact millisecond. The precision is just beautiful. It's like the first dance that I had with a girl in my junior year of college. My only dance, actually. And that was a time I'll never forget. And it's the time that's measured precisely in my head, just like the preciseness of the Bavarian Tyrolean clock. 9. I shall outbid you